Hello guys, DJParson here, and I bring you the fourth game of the World Championship. We're still in the, second round. I skipped the first one, as you know, and this is, as I said, the fourth game, which is another 3-player match. And this time we're up against Heisen, Kelwick, and then I'm on third position. We can, before this gets started, look a little bit at the leaders and wonders. Aristotle and Hammurabi have been taken. We have Acropolis, Colosseum. We have Barbarossa. A lot of military actions here. We have Colosseum, Joan of Arc, Zizka, Robespierre, Napoleon, and Catherine, and the Kremlin. I think that's every single military action in the game that we have here. What else? We got Suez Canal and Cook. We have then Isabella and Eleanor, as well as Barbarossa for those colonies, so we could see a lot of that. We have Bach, Marlene, we have the Hollywood, we have Bill Gates, Sid Meier, and Steve Jobs for computers. So yeah, pretty interesting. A lot of MAs, could be in military game. Heisen is taking Hammurabi, Kelwick takes Aristotle and Rich Land, and then I will decide to probably get the Colosseum here. I would imagine a Colosseum and Hippocrates. Alright, so I get two. Yeah, good start for me. 2 cards, valuable cards, a leader and a wonder. With that H1 will start. Heisen will elect Hammurabi. Does not want the Acropolis, he goes for the library instead. Will build a mine and increase population. So the usual stuff. Kelwick now also has a leader, will take the Acropolis here, will elect Aristotle, build a mine, increase population, also nothing too surprising. We got some early science cards, monarchy and code of laws. I will go for properties, I will increase pop, I will build a mine, and I will grab an urban growth for the lab next turn. But yeah, these a lot of early science cards, monarchy and 2 code of laws are coming down. Heisen here will open the development of agriculture. Will build a lab. He has the extra civil actions from Hammurabi and he will use that to grab the code of laws, increase population and grabs an irrigation. He could have also, instead of the code of laws, maybe gone for monarchy, do the revolution with Hammurabi, but he decides he'd rather have the code of laws. Development of warfare is revealed. Heisen can take it. Kelwick has decided to take it, and I will also be able to get that. Kelwick now goes for the code of laws, gets extra science from Aristotle, builds 1 stage. Okay, yeah, he took the free warrior, so he didn't have a free population left to maybe build the philosophy. So he pays in 2 civil actions for the code. Same thing again, he could have gone for monarchy. I think I would have liked that more. Grab the monarchy, increase population. Don't build the stage, but build a lab instead. With the Acropolis, you really have added value to these monarchies. Like, you're gonna pay 6 science when you have your second lab for the monarchy, so that's then better than the code. So I think he should have gone for the monarchy, save that 1 civil action, and get that going earlier. I will open the development of settlement, so I will be able to take the warrior and get new population. I will build that lab. I will grab an iron, and will I go for monarchy? Yes, I also decide to go for that monarchy. So I have some very expensive science cards in hand. Draw border conflict and 2 colonization cards. That can be good. Heisen will build a stage, increase population, grabs himself 2 rich lands. So next turn he can maybe go for code. He could also go for irrigation first. Get that food going. But first we get a pact between Kelwick and Heisen. So the 2 players that have the code of laws will also get an extra military action. That is very good for them. Kelwick grabs swordsman drama. That gives him enough science to go for the code of laws. Grabs Genghis Khan. So he will be missing the monarchy here, so that means no H. I guess there's still the theocracy left, he could go for that. But he's not really playing to the strength of the Acropolis here. Going for that code of laws. He still had the chance to do it this turn, to grab the monarchy. Decides to go for Genghis Khan here, but yeah, for now the Acropolis is not going to do a whole lot for him. It's giving 1 strength, 1 culture production. That's not really what you want. I decide to go for Barbarossa. I have a perfect wonder for him. I have the Colosseum. So I decide to go for him, grab the knights as well. Can't finish the Colosseum yet. Sadly, I also don't have tactic, and I don't draw one. But I have two very good strength events, so if I can become the strongest with Barbarossa, with those knights, I could be able to win those. Heisen now finishes the library, goes for the Code of Laws as well, grabs Isabella, can elect her, and with this last selection he grabs an urban growth. Yeah, I mean, I like this. As I said before, he could have gone for irrigation this turn, but this also works out nicely. He gets to finish the library and go for the code, and now he has 3 science protection, so next turn he gets the irrigation and can upgrade those. So I like that start quite a lot, especially with that 3rd military action thanks to the pact. Development of science, so more science for everybody. Cavalry grabs yet another card. The alchemy here, upgrade one. So it does not look like he wants the theocracy. So he will have to wait to get value out of the Acropolis really. Grabs warfare reserves. Does have the heavy cav. So that is the dreaded tactic. Of course, when you go for Genghis Khan and you have that heavy cav, that's a lot of extra strength, so up to 8 strength he goes. So that is also dangerous for Heisen, because remember, they do have the open borders agreement, which gives an extra M8, but also 2 strength to the attacker if someone decides to go for an aggression. So Galric with a strength boost. Sadly, I still don't have a tactic, but I can go for the Colosseum, I can go for the Knights, I can grab irrigation here. I could have also elected Barbarossa here. There's no benefit of not doing it right now, because Hippocrates has given me all 3 yellow cubes. On the other hand, I don't want to use Barbarossa this turn, so there's also no real reason to do it this turn instead of next. But yeah, I do get the irrigation. I need more food to really make Barbarossa work. I don't have rocks because I had to finish the Colosseum, so I can't build any knights. So yeah, I'm also definitely in danger of being aggressed by Calric. But let's first see what Heisen will do. He opens development of religion. That's nice for him, definitely. Calric can also take that, and same for me. So everybody gets a free religion. Heisen grabs the iron. He's not impressed by that strength push from Calric. We'll upgrade both of those instead of the irrigation. I also like that quite a lot, giving him extra rocks to play with. And now Calric, I think he really needs something now. He has a wonder that's not doing anything besides giving him 1 strength. He invested a lot into his warriors. I mean, it's not like he only has that. He does have the alchemy, but I still think he needs to find some value now. So hopefully he can go for an aggression. Or hopefully for him, hopefully not from my perspective. But indeed he does go for the kidnap. Not very often that you see the kidnap being played, but he gets to seal the irrigation. Increases pop, builds another lab, plays reserve. So he has 3 urban buildings now. He could still go for the theocracy, still decides not to do it, which I think is, once again, would have been a nice alternative here. The theocracy, he needs happy faces soon. He has 3 units in the warriors, so he doesn't have too much happy face to play with, not too much population to sit idly. I mean, sure, the food that he gains from the irrigation will also help him with that. I think still the theocracy could have been good, because it's only 3 science, and for that you get a lot. Pestilence here will hit. I do decide to take the religion and then destroy Aurora from the pestilence. But looking at my hand, I have a heavy cav as well, so maybe I will go for that tactic too. But I decided to go for Barbarossa and the Monarchy Revolution, and I can build 2 knights, going up to 5 strength, so no aggression from Calric on me this time. And then next turn, of course, I can. Next turn, not quite, I need 1 more food, but soon I can go for the 3rd knight and then go for the heavy cavalry as well. Also drawing a lot of colonies, which is really great with Barbarossa, of course, even though Heisen has Isabella, so he's also going to contest some colonies as he goes for the Legion here and grabs Swordsman for 3, which is expensive and a breakthrough. But yeah, he sees everybody is going to get quite a bit stronger. He just lost an aggression, can't go for the irrigation now. I think he would have really liked that. Because he's now also looking at a small problem at the end of the age, which will come before his next turn. He's going to lose another 2 yellow cubes. He's going to have an uprising. So at least getting more value out of your population, which is something that swordsmen are great in. They double the value of your infantry. So yeah, that's one way to still stay strong. Cultural influence, this early on doesn't change much. Kelrick now upgrades his second lab, grabs bread and circuses and cartography. Loading maybe a little bit too many technologies. Goes for the bread and circus now. Yeah, I mean the cartography might be questionable, but on the other hand you could argue that there's not that much else to grab. Perhaps not increasing population and grabbing cultural heritage here to get more science next turn. By the way, he also destroyed a farm. So he's not going to get new population anytime soon. So yeah. I will push the vast territory here and open the historic. Heisen will take this one for just warrior and 3 rocks. But yeah, for him that's quite important. Like now he doesn't need extra population to solve his happy face crisis at the end of the age. He does get quite a bit weaker, and he doesn't get new population next turn, so there is also a slight problem, but yeah. I will go for the Machu Picchu, which is a really late Machu Picchu, and I don't even have iron or irrigation yet, so I'm not sure if that is the correct move. But I do decide to go for that, because I also get the engineering genius here. I can finish the Machu Picchu next turn. Of course, that won't be that huge. I will get 1 more rock, 1 more food production, but after that I can slowly build that up even higher. So I think here I still have a lot of things to do. I still have to go for more units with Barbarossa. The Machu Picchu plus irrigation works really well together with Barbarossa. So I don't think it's too late here to go for that Machu, because I can finish it next turn thanks to the engineering genius. If it was 1 turn later, I probably wouldn't have done it. But like this, I feel comfortable that it will still give enough value. H2 starts. I of course get 1 yellow cube back from the ones that I lost, so my happy faces and yellow banks still looking good. Knowledge of the ancients here gives 2 extra science and 1 extra rock to me. The others only get the science. Heisen now will go for those warriors, or the upgrade from the warrior to the swordsman. Upgrades 1 more mine, grabs a drama and the cultural heritage. The drama will be really hard to use. He needs a lot of population to make that work. Kelrick does also go for an aggression, stealing 1 rock and 2 food, which gives him enough food to upgrade or to increase population once again. Goes for bread and circus, goes for cartography, so everybody has something for colonies. Heisen of course has Isabella. Kelrick now has the cartography, and I have Barbarossa. And I think there are also quite a few colonies in the deck at the moment. Kelrick once again grabs the rifleman here. So he has good science protection, so he can go for those. Scientific breakthrough 2, 3 and 4 protection, so I'm still only sitting on the 2. In general, my protection isn't that great at the moment. I will be able to upgrade that though with the Machu Picchu. Grab the cartography, and I can develop it even this turn, so I will get an extra bonus for those colonies and really hope to win those. But now finally my production is looking up. I can go for the iron next turn and also can go for an extra knight with Barbarossa, so that works out nicely. And then finally my production will start to look better and better when I get the extra double effect from the iron thanks to the Machu. So all of that is starting to look better. Heisen here has to destroy a lab, that always hurts. Goes for an extra swordsman. Doesn't want to lose to any more aggressions. Grabs a cannon and urban growth. So yeah, a little bit rough here for him. He had those rocks from the iron, but yeah, somehow didn't. I guess a lot of it also came down to that irrigation that was stolen by Kelrick. Heisen had a really good game plan. He had good science, or okay science, thanks to the library. Had upgraded his rocks with the iron. and then wanted to upgrade food, but couldn't now because that was stolen. So I think that was quite impactful for him. At the moment he doesn't really know where to put his rocks. Kelrick opens the fray. Sadly, I'm not one of the two strongest. I just put that in, I think last turn or before that. But sadly Tyson has gotten stronger now. I really hoped that I would get that. Those 3 extra rocks would have been very useful. Like this, Kelrick will go for 1 more farm upgrade and the rifleman, so going up to 12 strength. Also grabs cavalryman. So yeah, he still needs more rock production, but at the moment he's managing fine. And of course there's always the Khan curse. So with Genghis Khan, once you lose him, you all of a sudden don't fulfill your tactic anymore and lose quite a bit of strength. But at the moment he's still going strong and also producing a lot of culture. Next up am I put another colony into the deck. We get the barbarians. Kelrick has the most culture, but he's not one of the 2 weakest. So nothing will happen. I will build that extra knight as I said and go for the iron, so I'm now the strongest, and I go up to 6 rock production. After that I can also go for rifleman and journalism. Okay, that's interesting, I didn't expect that. And maybe I disagree with that. The reserves and efficient upgrade look very, very good here. So maybe I should have skipped the rifleman. I mean, sure, I do have the conquistadors in hand, but conquistadors are not that much better than heavy cavalry, to be honest. So I could have maybe skipped the rifleman. I mean, sure, I do have the Colosseum, so rifleman costs only 4 science, you get the extra culture for it. But the reserves and efficient upgrade here represent 6 rocks that I would have gotten easily. Use the efficient upgrade to upgrade the iron. So it comes at a big cost, and also the journalism. Not sure of the journalism. If it wouldn't have been better to grab the reserves or efficient upgrade. I mean, sure, I want more science at some point. There is Gaudi maybe for some synergies. And I will have a lot of rocks once my mine's upgraded, so maybe I can afford those journalisms at some point. But first we get the vast territory, which I'm able to win for just Aurora. This worked out perfectly, so thanks to the 3 colonization from the navigation and the 2 extra that I just drew, as well as the 2 cards that I had in hand for long, gives me this great colony for just Aurora. Heisen now goes for selective breeding. That is really, really good for him. Gets out of corruption, gets a huge food production, so he will finally be able to get more population and spend his rocks wherever he wants. Kelrick now opens developed territory. I'm able to then win this one as well for just a knight, so finally these colonies coming together. Kelrick will get some good value finally out of his Acropolis, so it has taken some time, but now gets the Conmont for just 8 science, so yeah, that's really, really good for him. Grabs coal, reserves, and another reserves. Not interested in the breakthrough. Interesting. I mean, sure, he has 4 science and only 3 rock production, so I can see that. On the other hand, he wants probably go for coal. Takes 2 turns to do that. Could be nice to get the science back from it, but I can also respect the reserves here. Good harvest open next. I get 3 food, 6 for Heisen and 4 for Kelrick. So a lot of food in the bank. Luckily I can use that easily with Barbarossa. For 2 new knights, 3 new knights, going to be the strongest now with 16. Grab Bach and the Opera here, so I get a good transition. Don't want to go for it right now, but yeah, the idea now is basically maybe next turn I can get 1 more knight, fulfill the heavy cavalry tactic 2 times, then I will have a very good strength lead, and then behind that I can maybe go for Bach and the operas, upgrade my religion, go for new operas, and just start producing a lot of culture that is protected by those cheap knights that I gotten thanks to Barbarossa. So Barbarossa is really doing some really, really great work at the moment. Strategic territory, finally a colony that I'm not able to win here. Kelrick will take it for just Aurora as well. Heisen will go and develop those cannons, can increase population quite a lot of times if he wants to. Builds that cannon, builds another cannon going up to 14 strength, and grabs the Harvard College. He's now looking very, very good. 2 turns ago he was having some issues, but now, last turn he upgraded his food, immediately gets the good harvest. And now his only thing that's missing is science production, that he gets the Harvard College, that he will be able to finish next turn, if I see this correctly. Yeah, he can just finish that next turn. So a great turn of events for Heisen here. 11 food, 11 rocks, that's looking healthy. Calric now all of a sudden the weakest. We get another territory, the wealthy one. I'm able to take this. I mean, with Barbarossa losing a knight, I mean, wealthy is always a little bit tricky, but for me it's definitely worth it because I have Barbarossa and rebuilding those knights just so much cheaper. Calric will once again become the strongest by building just Aurora. We'll use reserves here to build another lab, grab sufficient upgrade. And place another reserve. See, I also really like this, like getting more science here from an extra lab. Next turn he can go for the coal, upgrade that, finally get his rock production up. So it looks like at the beginning of H2 everybody will be having a great production. I mean, I will be the only one who doesn't have great production in science, but everybody else will have science, rocks and food. So yeah, it looks like this could get really, really interesting, because no one is really far behind. Next up, we open the immigration. Calric gets another free population. I will use Barbarossa once more, twice more, so I fulfill the tactic now 2 times. Can upgrade 1 more mine. Could even finally upgrade the irrigation, so that of course has taken some time. But I can finally spend some turns doing exactly that. And I actually decide to not elect Bach right now, because I mean, I can always use Bach some more, use Barbarossa some more. If there's more colonies, I can rebuild my knights. Yes, going for Bach this turn gives me 2 extra culture production, but that's it. He's not going to give me more at the moment. So just keeping Barbarossa for 1 or 2 more turns can give me more cheap knights, which I have the population for. Remember, I had the vast and the developed territory and have good food production now. And there's even more colonies in the deck, which makes it easier for me to bid for these when I still have Barbarossa. So no reason to get rid of him yet. Heisen opens something. It's going to be the Cold War. 6 extra signs from me and Calric. That always feels so great. Heisen, as we said, will finish the Harvard College. Goes for Napoleon. He really needs a new tactic if he can get that, but he doesn't have the defensive army at the moment. Calric is the weakest and will open the terrorism, which I am able to use. So I have the least culture, so I can destroy probably an alchemy from Calric, which is quite impactful. 6 rocks that he just invested will be gone. From Heisen, I guess it's only going to be a religion, so not too many rocks lost. But especially Calric here will suffer. Speaking of Calric, he goes for Gaudi. Elects him not yet. Oh, he will, which, as I said before, will mean he loses the extra strength from the heavy cavalry. He can copy the Legion, so at least he regains those 2 strength points. But at the moment he's sitting on 12 strength, which is not that much. He will be able to get the strategy though, and an urban growth. Switches tactics, builds 1 more warrior. Okay, I don't know why he would build a new warrior and not maybe upgrade the last one, but he decides to go for this. Still with great science production. He will lose 1 now, of course, 1 of those labs. I open the strategic territory. Calric, able to snatch it away from me. Has to also only send a warrior, so all of these tactics going away for very, very cheap. Maybe that's the reason why Calric built a warrior, so that he would still fulfill his tactic, even now that he's sent away a unit. Still, I have the I will grab the Suez Canal, which is a mistake. I thought that I think I remember the turn where I played it, and I thought this colony that I have in hand was an H2 colony. Sadly, it's not. Sadly, it's inhabited from H1, so I will lose it before my next turn. So yeah, grabbing the Suez Canal here will mean that I hopefully draw a new H2 colony at the end of this turn, but if I don't, I won't be able to colonize anything from the Suez Canal. Of course, I will still get 3 extra rock production because of the colonies that I have, but with that, it's not really worth it. So yeah, that was a mistake that I made in this game, thinking that I'd be inhabited. I would still have time to go for that. I will use Barbarossa one more time. I will elect Bach, going up to 24 strength and 3 culture production, but yeah, operas have to be built to really make Barbarossa, to make Bach work. Heisen goes for Cornmon. Will also go for dramas. Builds 1. He can build another one if he wants to. Nope. He will show as if he had the defensive army, but we just saw the defensive army in my hand, so we know that Heisen is basically just bluffing this. But of course, this means no one is ever going to try a war against him. I mean, even we know that he doesn't have the tactic. He's still sitting on 20 strength with just this, so yeah. He will also build that extra mine, that extra theater with his urban growth. Calric now opens the Ravages of Time. Acropolis and Library will be gone, and I can choose. Calric will also go for a strategy up to 9 culture production, grabs a cannon, grabs a revolutionary idea, grabs an architecture, so yeah, he gets a lot of culture from Gaudi here. And he's also sitting on a lot of culture already. A lot of that came from Genghis Khan, of course. But we start into H3. Some cards will be lost. I, of course, once again, get some yellow cubes back, thanks to Procrates still. And speaking of yellow cubes, we have the vast territory, but Heisen will be able to win this. So he has to send 2 cannons. That's super expensive. So with that, I'm kind of glad. I mean, that's 10 rocks. He doesn't have that many rocks. So I wonder if that was intentional by him, if he really wanted to win that. I mean, we will see how that works out. But yeah, as I said, we sadly lost our colony. I can still go for the architecture here. I will do that and finish the Suez Canal. Sadly can't colonize a new colony, but I will get more rock production. So it will still pay for itself. Like now I get 3 extra rock production. The Suez Canal costs 11 rocks, so in 4 turns I will have back those rocks. But it's still not a great deal in my opinion. What I can also do is go for an opera, so this architecture is super important for me. It saved me 2 selections on building that Suez Canal, and it now will also always save 2 rocks building those operas, so that is a very, very important tech, especially when you have Bach. Yeah, and that's it for me for now. I also built a lab into the opera, so I'm going down to 1 science production. Let's hope we don't need more science. Heisen now opens politics for strength. That's more cards for me. We can take a look at that. I mean, they can be helpful for colonies if there's more colonies, but the aggressions seem kinda useless. Let's see what Heisen will do. Rebuilds a cannon, increases population a bunch of times, grabs a rich land, engineering genius, and journalism. Yeah, so he probably would have liked some more rocks here. He's really struggling after sending away 10 rocks with the cannons. I mean, he's still fine, I guess, with a 6 rock production, and he also has the Harvard College. So with that, you always get to use your yellow cards in the same turn that you grab them, or at least 1. So he always has the potential for more rocks if there should be a war on him. If we know of movement, we can use that very nicely. I think we can probably go from an iron to an opera, because I don't need these irons anymore. I have 11 rock production, so I can probably spare 1 iron, go into the opera instead. Calric decided to go from alchemy to code. Okay, he really wants a lot of rock production now, skips on most of his science production for that. Also go for cannon, grabs a revolutionary idea, frugality. And develops cannon and cavalryman here, so he's even ready for the modern army. If he has that in hand, of course. Next up, will I push the iconoclasm? I do. Get the crime wave, the other two guys will lose 3 culture and a blue token. I will indeed go, no, where did I go? From agriculture. Okay. Yeah, I guess also works, going from agriculture to opera. I still think iron could have been better. Yeah, I guess I also have a lot of population still sitting on 8 food. 3 population basically in the bank. I guess I'd rather have the extra rocks now. I will also upgrade my science production by going for that journalism. I grab a revolutionary idea and endowment of the arts. Not enough science to think about democracy at the moment. So I will have to manage with that. But I think this is also easily possible. If I go for 3 journalisms and 3 operas, I will have enough culture production. Military, I'm still sitting on my heavy cavalry, which is still enough to be the strongest, but going from here to something else is not that easy. I guess I can always transition into conquistadors, but as I said, they're not really that much better than the heavy cavalry. Heisen will get the air forces here, grabs computers, builds another mine with that rich land that will pay very quickly. And then also rebuilds one of his labs, so going up to 5 science production once again. Yeah, he lets the revolutionary ideas stay for Calric. That's probably going to be great for him. I guess he's looking for computers now. That's probably why he built the extra philosophy, because he wants to go for computers now instead of the journalism. Especially if he gets a computer leader. Develop territory. I'm able to win this one, and this one is very cheap. I don't even need my colonization cards. I just get this for the knight. Kelric will grab this H3 wonder. He grabs the space flight. I guess he did a lot of science early on. I mean, at the moment he's only sitting on 2 production, so it's not going to be a crazy space flight, but also probably not too shabby. He also has 2 revolutionary ideas in hand now. Upgrades another coal, builds the cavalryman. So don't underestimate his strength here. He only is sitting he is sitting still as the strongest on 23, but if he has a new tactic, that can change very, very quickly. So I'm definitely starting to be a little bit afraid. International negotiations, we can decide what Kelric should steal from Heisen, and we decide it should be food. I mean, Heisen, okay, I only had 3 food. Kelric already had quite a bit, but I didn't want to give Kelric more science or more rocks. So yeah, I decided to give him food instead. I rebuild another religion into the opera. I can increase population a couple of times, build another journalism. Grab democracy this time. It stayed. I didn't expect that it would stay for this long. And the next turn with the revolutionary idea, I can go for the democracy. This is still not really helping me defend if there should be a war. There is Gandhi though, so Gandhi is always an option. I mean, I'm sitting on 20 culture production now. There's the 7 and 9, so I've slowly but steadily caught up. So I'm almost at the same amount of culture as Kelric now. So for Kelric, he probably has to search for another way. I mean, he could go for more culture. He could build a couple of dramas, but it's so hard to keep up with setup like this. Bach plus journalisms is just too much culture production. So these guys are probably searching for military solutions. Economic progress, 10 rocks for me, 8 for Kelric. So I even get more, even though he has the higher production, because he has not that many blue cubes. But still, he's going to be sitting on 21 rocks. I'm sitting on 25 though. So yeah, next turn I could go crazy. I could go democracy, increase population 3 times, build a new opera and 2 new journalisms. So I would be sitting at like 20 culture production. Heisen will go for rifleman. Cannon. Oh, did he find a tactic finally? Like, we know that he doesn't have defensive army, so going for the extra cannon and modern infantry maybe shows that he has entrenchments. Maybe entrenchments or positional army, one of those two. So he still has a lot of military potential. He also grabs his fast food chains, so he has a wonder now as well. There's the internet left, and I think Hollywood and United Nations. Okay, so we are not gonna miss out on wonders completely yet. Caloric pushes, we get prosperity, more food for everybody. Caloric will increase population twice. Goes for architecture, finishes spaceflight for 20 culture. That's not shabby this early on. Grabs a military buildup and maybe builds a cannon indeed. 26 strength for him, so strength is looking super close. But as I said before, these guys, especially Calric, has an easy transition if he has a new tactic. For me, that's not quite as easy. So let's see what I will do here. I grab Fleming. I will elect him. I will go for a rifleman. Yeah, I decided that I have enough culture production, probably. I also know that there is an iconoclasm in here, so that is the top card. That's one reason I think that I go for Fleming here. I would be losing Bach anyway, and then I also decide not to go for the democracy because I'm afraid of the war. So I'd rather build some extra riflemen here, use the tactic that I have. So like this, I can build 3 riflemen, go up to 31 strength. Sadly, won't be drawing any new cards, but that's how it is sometimes. Just trying to defend myself. If I show the new tactic next turn and defend, that's another big strength boost. I mean, not even that big. From 8 at the moment, I would fulfill the Conquistadors 3 times, so 15. I mean, that's another 7 strength. So I'm definitely sure that there won't be a war next turn. It would be hard for Calric to do. Unless he has modern army and he gets air forces, then he's looking super scary. But yeah, I'm doing everything in my power to be able to defend. And then if there's no war, there's still the democracy revolutionary idea for next turn. And of course here we first get the iconoclasm, so I will not lose my leader. Heisen will go for Bill Gates, and he has computers, so he could now go computers, upgrade 1. I think he has enough rocks for 1. Get up to 11 rock production as well. He has the entrenchments too, so he will go up to 27 strength. Increases population. I think he shouldn't have increased population here twice. I think the patriotism and maybe the urban growth or the reserves would be more important. Like, yeah, he got a lot of corruption with this, so you could argue it's good, but he had to increase population twice for this. So he missed out on 2 yellow cards. I think that's not worth skipping the corruption, because he has quite a few civil actions. So the reserves and patriotism in hand would just give him a lot more flexibility. So I think he should have done that, or just not build the extra stage of fast food. I think that also would have made his corruption easier if he didn't use the. I think he used the engineering genius for that, which of course moves a blue cube from a yellow bank onto the fast food, or takes it away from there. So if you hadn't done that, maybe 1 increase of population would have been enough, and just grab all the yellow cards, urban growth, reserves, and patriotism. That's a lot of rocks. That's 12 rocks. You can easily have 2 corruption for that. So yeah, I think I would have liked that more. Impulse strength 7, 0, and 14 for me. So yeah, also building up that strength last turn means I get 14 extra culture here, which is really, really nice. But it also means Calric gets 10 extra rocks for the military build-up. Can also go for Churchill and build even more military if he so desires. We'll build 1 Grand Circus, build an extra cannon, upgrades 1 rifleman, and even another cannon. 35 rocks. Has the Napoleonic army. Okay, has the Napoleonic army, has had that for a while now. But two more cavalrymen next turn is going to be very strong. Especially if he also still has the science for the air forces. But he doesn't have too much time left, so if he doesn't have a war yet, things could get spicy for him. Military theory grabbed by me. Once again, just want to defend. This is always a great help, going for the military theory. 5 extra strength. I now also show my conquistadors, so up to 43 strength again. and I can even build a new rifleman, so 46 strength. And while all of this building up of military is happening, I'm producing 19 culture to the 9 and 5. This is where I want the game right now. I mean, I would also like the other guys to run behind me. Like, I'm already ahead in culture, but I would have no problem going even higher. So if these guys said that, okay, we're not gonna go for military, we're gonna try multimedias, movies, and try to catch up in culture or in culture production. And if Galric had done the same, I would have just said, okay, then I go for the democracy and build more journalisms, more operas. So I think they are doing the right thing, trying to build up a strong military, trying to force war, which is also my weak spot. So yes, I'm still able to keep up with them for now, but Galric still hasn't really fulfilled his military potential. If he goes for 2 more cavalrymen, all of a sudden he gets 14 extra strength from his tactic. And then I won't be able to follow anymore. I mean, I still have 29 rocks, so the good part for me is that I'm also still in the option for having air forces, and air forces are not too bad with my tactic. Each air force would be 10 strength, so I would be looking at like 80 strength from that. But of course I need the air forces for that. A bit of competition. At the moment we are very competitive, 11, 16 and 14. Heisen now grabs patriotism, uses that immediately thanks to the Harvard College, builds another cannon, 35 strength, 42 strength, grabs an urban growth, grades 1 more, so 45 strength even, and he is also ready. Next turn, Air Force, he can go for war and build 2 Air Forces, but he's also taking a lot of cards here, which I'm not sure is correct. I mean, I don't really see how he wins this game if he ends now. I mean, not he ends now, but he takes so many cards that it's very likely that the game will end. So he only has 1 more turn and can't use a war. So I think from the only option would have been to use a war next turn. And maybe steal enough culture from me. Galric will push, gets the bit of culture, another great one for me is 7-0-14. I mean, maybe it's also Heisen's idea that he takes away so that Galric doesn't have the time to go for war because he's still afraid of that. That Galric could go for war next turn on Heisen. So maybe Heisen is trying to secure his 2nd place basically by not allowing Galric the time to go for war. And as we saw, Galric didn't go for war, and with 6 cards left, I don't think there's gonna be one. He's gonna build a drama. Another drama. So yeah, he probably didn't draw a war, just like that. He has a new tactic that helps him a little bit. Grabs rockets, but not much more. And yeah, 2 more cards will be taken away. So 4 cards left. I only have to take 2 to end the game. Open Imp of Happiness, 6-16. Not bad from Galric, and 6. I can go for civil service with the revolutionary idea. Pro sports, just because it's the only tech I can really afford. Go for another journalism. There's wonders. Yeah, there's only the United Nations left, so I probably won't be getting that. Someone will be denying it, but I'm sitting on 35 rocks. So I just can't spend my rocks at the moment, but I don't need to. The game will end my next turn. So yeah, I'm wondering if Heisen did that on purpose, that he said, okay, I don't want the game to go on longer. Because then maybe Galric would have found a war, and Heisen was afraid that Galric would go against Heisen. But like this, it's also questionable how he imagined he would win this. I think he's not in a great position to win this against Galric now, or to not become the last, because there's such a big difference in culture. So maybe prolonging the game would have been in Heisen's interest. Imp of Agriculture, 10. 2 only and 8. I mean, maybe I also spoke too early. Maybe Heisen can overtake Galric still. Goes for an extra computers. Can finish his wonder as well. 26 from the fast food chains, and then he has to destroy some units to still produce. 40 strength. Ends with 166 culture. Yeah, Galric still has more and still has his production. Ooh, and even goes for an raid. Ooh, that can really hurt. 8 extra rocks for Calric. And Heisen loses one of his computers and one of his dramas, especially the computers, means no extra 3 culture for him at the end because of the gates. And also it's gonna be bad for a lot of impacts. So Heisen destroying his modern infantry here cost him quite a lot of potential for the final impacts. Detonations for 16 from Calric. Does he also have an impact? Nope, no impact from him. We'll optimize, I guess, for impact of industry. We already have competition, but he goes up to 46. And then for me, I hope we have technology 8, 4, and 8. I hope that it would come later because I have the pro sports, can still develop it. Can build one, destroy some of my units, build another one. I don't know for what. We had impact of happiness and we had impact of competition. I guess architecture, right? There's maybe still architecture, and then the pro sports would be great. Variety for the religion. I guess I could have even destroyed one more knight. Yeah, there was already impact of strength, if I remember correctly. Could have destroyed one more knight, built another pro spot. I still have civil and military actions. But let's seize those final impacts. Progress 22, 16, and 6. Wonders 12, 9, and 10. Balance 8, 0, and 12. Colonies 12, 6, 6. Variety 22, 18, and 10. And then with some extra points from Heisen, this will mean that I take the win here again. Very, very nice game for me, I think. I had some great early colonies. I had really good Barbarossa. He did a lot. And then following up with a nice Bach and then transitioning into Fleming. I, of course, with Fleming saw some of the cards. I didn't discuss that even because it doesn't show you here in the replay. But having some extra information. And you're also maybe getting a little bit lucky that there was no war on me. Even though I didn't do bad. I mean, I stayed the strongest for a long time. I still think there was potential from Calric and maybe even Heisen if the game would have gone maybe one turn longer and they had found some wars. So from Calric, I'm definitely expecting that he didn't draw war at all. And that was his biggest problem. If he had found one, I think in the last turn he could have made something work. And then for me it would have been not that easy. I mean, I still had so many rocks, I could have destroyed everything and put everything into military. But I think when the Air Force came out during Calric's turn, and if I didn't get the Air Force, it would have been really hard to defend. But yeah, there was no war, so I'm able to prevail here with 304 culture points at the end. So yeah, this was the second 3-player match of the World Championship thus far. The next one is going to be another 3-player, so there's 3 3-player games. But up to this point I'm doing very well, especially in the 3-player games, winning both of them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that I see you for the next one again.